if your goal is to save time on school whilst getting better grades, I recommend you start using this trick because it's a very simple trick and it just takes a little bit of consistency and time. So when you think about your teacher probably has like 100+ students, maybe even more. So it's very hard for your teacher to read how good you are at like the subject and how good you are in school in general. So it's hard for them to grade you. So if you start using repetition, if you start acting like the smart student and seeming like the smart student, I'll guarantee you, like within half a year or within a year, like you'll get very, very good grades. Because it's so hard for your teacher to like read every single student they have and see, oh, this person is this good and this good. So you can kind of fake your way into seeming like a much better student than you actually might be. My name is Ben and I help young people get above average results. Before we get through this video, I want you to understand what I mean by activity. So like showing activity in school, that will be you exposing yourself to the teacher, like raising your hand and asking questions and answering questions, like asking questions when you are working and so on, because the more interested and the more active you are in school, the better grades you'll get. Because like when you think about it, the only way your teacher kind of can like grade you is like how willing you are to learn and how motivated you are to doing good at school. So the more you ask questions and the more you seem interested, you don't need to be interested, but the more you seem to be interested in school, the better grades you'll get. And before you can start asking questions and answering questions and all that, you need to like get the fundamentals right. Like you need to sleep enough, you need to eat breakfast, because you have a long day ahead of you, and if you're going to be active throughout, like I don't know how many hours of school, but we most of the time have like 8 hours of school a day, so you need to sleep enough and you need to get breakfast. That's the fundamentals. You need like the energy throughout the day, or else you're just gonna be lazy and not ask questions and like sleep in the corner of the class. So yeah, the most important step to executing this strategy is to be active and show interest in class by asking questions. And the thing is, like these questions, like when you're asking questions, you're not gonna seem dumb to the teacher by asking questions. Like the teacher's only gonna see it as, oh, this student wants to learn, let's help them, right? And then automatically you get this image of being a student that wants to learn, and you'll get higher grades. So I want you to make like a goal for each lecture. So okay, so this lecture I'm gonna ask a minimum of 4 questions, or this lecture I'm gonna do this or that, right? I want you to set a goal every single time, because if you're not gonna have the goal, you're probably not gonna remember to ask the questions. So just ask like 4 to 8 questions. They don't need to be smart, they don't need to seem smart or anything. Like in the start, you're probably just gonna ask a bunch of dumb questions, which is completely alright because you're just learning. The more you ask questions, the better you of course are going to be at asking questions. And like in the end, you'll probably be very good at asking questions and getting even higher grades. So yeah, of course you're not gonna see results immediately, because if you are like a bad student or not the best student right now, which you'll know yourself the best, it's going to take a little bit of time to recreate yourself. It's gonna probably take like 6 months, like consistently just like exposing yourself to the teacher. But like it's 6 months you're sacrificing or like doing a little more extra work in order to get like super good grades. So it takes a little time to recreate yourself and recreate like the reputation you have among your teachers. Now I'm gonna get into like the more nitty-gritty, like some specific tactics you can use. I recommend like you surround yourself with some of the smart students, so you pick out the top 4 to 5 students in your class and you start working with them, because when you do this, it's automatically gonna enhance your image as you seem like a smarter student if you're working with the smartest students. And you're also getting smarter when you're working with the smartest students, because they're probably smarter than you and they're gonna help you. This will like benefit a lot. So if you can become like a leader, or like, you know, have this like very strong group of smart students, you guys are just gonna ace school. Like school's not even gonna be hard anymore if you're just like 4 to 5 really good people, like you work incredibly well together, like you're just gonna ace school. Like it's not gonna be hard anymore. You're not gonna spend a lot of time, because we all know that feeling when you're like the only guy in the group that does all the work, and like the three others are just, well, they're just there, right? So yeah, you want to befriend the smart students and you want to work together with them, because this is going to benefit you like a lot. When it comes to taking notes, I recommend you don't take notes during class, as you want to be just very active and expose yourself to the teacher and, you know, change your reputation. When it comes to homework and taking notes, I recommend, like, I have this rule: if you have like a term, I want you to write 1 line per term you like meet in the reading homework, because you should automatically like remember the rest of it in your brain as soon as you read that line. So you're just gonna read 1 little line of like the definition, and that should be enough. Because when you then meet in school the next day and the teacher's asking about the homework, you're not going to look through like 2 pages of notes in order to find like the specific term of what your teacher is asking for. It's just going to be like this 1 line, and then the teacher asks, oh, what does this term mean? And you just say the line out loud. So yeah, that's very easy. Yeah, try to keep your notes as concise as possible. And to kind of like summarize in this video, just like change your reputation, like seem like the smart student, act like the smart student, and I'll guarantee you get very good grades. And there's of course a lot of ways to do this, like start working with the smart people, start making like systems, like when it comes to notes and homework, so you'll save time and be able to have more time outside of school, which is for a lot of people more valuable than time in school. So yeah, that was everything. I hope you could use some of this. I certainly could. It have helped me so much. I'm saving a lot of time because I'm just seeming like the smart student. So yeah.